contact the loan? Just for the sake of recording and starting. Today I am going to speak on a topic which is of great importance to all of us in spiritual life. How it is important in spiritual life, I will explain. So, when somebody asks you, how are you? Say, good. How are you? Great. How are you? Very good. So they give different answers. It's very casually somebody asks you, how are you? To open a conversation, you just ask, how are you? And the answer which you give, I am great, I am good. Is it just mere words? Or is it a reality for you? Are you speaking reality or just some words which have no meaning, words which are empty? What it is to have a great feeling is the topic of the day. What is really meaning of a great feeling? How can you have it? Is what we are going to discuss. All of us in our life aspire for a beautiful life. A life which is peaceful, life which is full of love, life where we feel secure, right? Life free from tensions. This is our desire, this is our aspiration, and this is the desired aspiration of anybody. Your marriage, your job, your education, your children, or whatever you do in your life, only for fulfilling this aspiration to be feeling peaceful, secure, happy, and being loved. So you do so many things in your life just to get these few basic valuable things or basic valuable experiences in your life. I want to feel secure. So I look for a job. In that job, there's so much of pressure, so much of tension, so much of stress. I want to love and I want to be loved, for which I marry somebody. Some marriages turn out to be good, some marriages turn out to be bad. So your desire, inner urge to feel secure, peaceful and happy gets disturbed or shattered many times. Is it possible for us to have a great feeling all the time? And if it is so, how is it possible? Is it desirable, first of all? For that, we have to understand what is a feeling and what is an emotion. The many people, many intelligent people, when they are emotionally disturbed, they do tremendous amount of harm to themselves or to somebody else. You might have heard of a case back in 70s or 70s. A well-decorated army officer, a great army officer, well-decorated means had won many battles, where he was rewarded greatly, honored greatly. Such a well-decorated army officer, after retirement, one day, he saw his wife with somebody else. It was a very famous case in India, in Bombay. And he was so angry, he took his gun and shot that person, shot both of them. And after some time, he gained his consciousness. Suddenly, he came back to his senses and he started crying. He went and surrendered to the police station. There was a case proceeding against him. Then some amount of punishment was given by the court. In the fit of anger, we do so many things. The anger is an emotion. What caused an anger is an inner feeling. So we need to know the difference between the feeling and emotion. What is a feeling? Most of the people don't know the difference between the feeling and emotion. I feel cold. It's a feeling. I am cold is a feeling. I am nervous is a feeling. I am happy is a feeling. I am sad is a feeling. What all these feelings you have in common? What is this which is common behind all these experiences? The feeling of sadness or happiness is a deep inner experience for you. It's an experience we call as feeling. Inner experience we call a feeling. I am in love. The love is an experience, inner experience. The love, happiness, unhappiness, sadness, nervousness. Some of these are deep inner experiences. The expression of these inner experiences is called emotion. These inner experiences get expressed at something or somebody through some means. That's called emotion. I am angry. Okay, I am angry at somebody. For emotion, that emotion to experience, for experience that emotion, you need an object or somebody. I am angry at me also is okay. I am angry at me. I am the object. I am angry at somebody. Right? So that anger is an emotion. I am worrying. I am stressed. These are all inner feelings depending on the circumstance you face in life. Sometimes you are in a stressful situation. Sometimes you are in a joyful situation. Depending on that, what inner experience you have is called feeling. That feeling when it gets expressed, it becomes an emotion. So difference between feeling and emotion, it should be very clear. Feeling is an inner experience. Emotion is an expression. How can expression happen? The expression can happen through body. Expression can happen through words. Expression can happen through action. So that expression is called emotion. Now why are you speaking of emotion and feeling? Emotion is energy in motion. It's your energy. Okay? There is tremendous power, energy in you. Have you seen the force of a waterfall? The energy, when that gets converted to electricity, it can supply the electricity to many places, the cities and towns. The energy has the ability to bring the light. The energy of water has the ability to bring light to many houses. Do you understand and realize that you have more energy than that waterfalls? How many lights, how many lives you can light up, do you know? How much of peace you can bring? If only you knew how to utilize your energy properly. That's why we are speaking of emotion and feelings today. It only required Sir M. Vishweshwaraya to see the joke falls and said, what a waste of energy. Okay? And then he built that power generation station which supplied electricity to all of Karnataka. I am seeing so many people here and I am saying, what a waste of energy. I am also engineer, Vishweshwaraya is also engineer. Okay? Do you know that you have more energy than 10,000 falls put together, waterfalls put together? You are not even understanding one fraction of your energy and living in a state of low energy. What a waste of energy. Energy in motion is called emotion. Okay? The emotion can be creative or destructive in nature or neutral in nature. The creative channelization of energy can bring joy and peace to many more souls. So that is the purpose of discussing the topic of feeling and emotion today. I want to make you aware of what is happening to your energy, where it is getting leaked. In Karnataka or in India, the power generation to distribution at home, by the time the electricity generated at the power station and distributed at home, more than 40% energy is leaked through. Okay. That 40% energy leaking through could have been saved. How is your energy leaking in your life? Have you seen? What percentage of energy in your life is leaking? Have you seen? Do you know how much energy you have? Do you know that? So, what a waste of human potential and energy is the topic of the day. You have to know the difference between feeling and emotion. Okay? The feeling is inner experience. Emotion is an expression. So the expression can be anger, jealousy, hatred. For expressing something, always you need an object. So let us understand the difference between the feeling and emotion. Somebody worked late in the night got up with a headache. Normally, when he wakes up, the wife has to give him a bed coffee. Today, she is not nowhere to be seen. First of all, he has a headache, and then wife is not to be seen. Coffee is missing. He gets angry and shouts at her, "Where the hell you have gone?" The poor lady gets tensed up. She brings the coffee. In that fear, the coffee is spilled over his body. He is so angry, gets up, goes to the bathroom and starts doing shaving. In that emotional fit, in that angry mood, he has a cut. Already he is late for the office. He rushes to his vehicle, cursing his day. Whom did I see in the morning? In fact, he forgot that he was only himself. And in the process, meets with an accident. See what all things happened here. He got up with a headache. What is headache? Is it a feeling or emotion? Headache is a feeling. Any inner experience is called feeling. If you ask me, I have a headache, the doctor is sitting here, you cannot show headache because headache is inner experience. That inner experience is called feeling. You had a feeling of headache. The feeling cannot be shown to anybody. Right? Now that anger he got against his wife was an emotion. Right? Emotion was a reaction to the presence of his wife. In the presence of his wife. So there is an expression, there is an inner feeling. Correct? Feeling is inner experience. That got expressed as anger. When I say expressed, it's more of a reaction than the action. Expression itself can be an action or a reaction. What is the difference between action and reaction? Action is conscious, deliberated act. Reaction is unconscious response or reaction to a situation. So he got into a situation of a reaction early in the morning. Consequence of that were disastrous. The feeling was headache. Somewhere it got converted into anger. So what happened in between is what we have to understand. If you understand that, we can understand our energy.
Reaction is unconscious, but
right? The feeling is inner experience. Emotion is a reaction to a given situation. Right? Feeling is actually is inner experience in a given situation. I may feel cold in a cold country. I may cold place. I may feel warm in a warm place. I may feel comfortable in my presence of loved ones. So inner feeling is also a circumstantial. Emotional reaction also is circumstantial to reaction to a situation. Right? Anger, jealousy, pride. So some of these are emotions. So you need to understand how the inner feeling gets converted into emotional reaction in your life. Inner feeling gets converted to emotional reaction. Somewhere this inner feeling that gets converted to emotional reaction. So how do you know this? How does this happen? Bhagavad Gita says beautifully, Kama sanjayate krodaha. The desire gives rise to anger. So let us go a little bit behind this and understand how it happens. Is desire a feeling or an emotion?
Feeling.
Desire is an emotion because desire requires an object. In the absence of object, there is no desire. I want a car. Okay. I want money. I want power. There's always an object associated with that. So the desire gives rise to anger. But first of all, why did the desire come into you? What was the purpose of desire? How did the desire come into you? The desire is coming into you because you want something to be fulfilled in your life. Your life is incomplete without the desire for getting fulfilled. So that gap which is there in your life, there is a feeling of gap in your life, feeling of deficiency in your life, which creates a desire in you. The starting feeling is feeling of lack, feeling of shortcoming. I will be very happy if I get the TV. Which means if you don't get the TV, you are unhappy. Behind the desire, there is a feeling. Understand? The feeling is the seed, the desire is the shoot. Emotion is the branches. So you start with a seed called feeling. The feeling is the root. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everything starts with a feeling. So deep inside us, there is a feeling of lacuna. There is something that has to be fulfilled in my life. That feeling gives rise to desire. Okay? Understand?
Surrender is an action or a feeling?
I'll answer that question. Right? Surrender is actually dropping all the things, including the feeling. Then you surrender. I'll tell you, I'll give you the explain surrender, okay? So there is a feeling, and feeling leads to emotion. In the first place, the feeling is, I am inadequate, is the feeling. I have a shortcoming, is the feeling. That leads to desire called, I want a TV. So there are many people who buy more and more powerful cars, more and more powerful buildings. Right? I'm not saying it should not be done or it should be done. But what is the inner feeling there is what you have to understand. The inner feeling is there is something lacking in me. By doing this, I will be fulfilled. Are you clear? By doing this, I will be fulfilled. This is the inner feeling. There's a vacuum there inside. That vacuum is the inner feeling. Why that vacuum came, we will find out. But feeling is there. Now the feeling gets converted into thought. Understand? There is a thought over that. Thought is not primary. Feeling is primary. Thought arises based on the feeling. So deep inside I am feeling I am inadequate. So the thought is I have to prove to somebody. I have to prove to somebody. I have to prove to everybody. I have to prove to my wife. I have to prove to my boss. I have to prove to my neighbor that I am better. There is a thought process which goes after the feeling. Okay? Now this thought process leads to a reaction in your life. So kama sanjayate krodaha. There is a kama, desire, which is itself is an emotion. Behind that there is a feeling of inadequacy. The feeling of inadequacy came because of your true ignorance of your self-knowledge. That we'll see how. So from that, there's a desire. From the desire, you try to do action, right? So emotion always results in action or a reaction. A controlled thought through activity is called action. Uncontrolled reaction to a situation can be bursting out at somebody. So desires often lead to a controlled action. I want to buy a TV, I have to do something, right? Some action it leads to. Now, I want to earn a lot of money. So the desire gets fulfilled. Then what will happen to you? The desire gets fulfilled, then you feel another emotion rises in you called mada, haughtiness. I need fulfillment. I am the greatest. Right? I am the greatest. Unfortunately, you didn't make money, somebody else made the money. What that fellow? Jealousy. Okay? Jealousy. That fellow, I have seen that fellow. He has cheated somebody. The jealousy. If your desire gets fulfilled, there's one emotion. If it desire doesn't get fulfilled, another emotion. So the fulfillment is again a feeling. Again, please understand. The feeling fulfilled or unfulfilled is a feeling. Again, that feeling leads to another emotion. Between the feeling and emotion, there's thought process which goes on. Uncontrolled thought process which goes on. A thought chaining which goes on. Got it? Feeling and emotion, there's a thought process. Sometimes the thought process is so fast that it just bursts out to the emotion. Jealousy. Somebody else got it. Kama sanjayate krodha. You got angry because you didn't get it, somebody else got it. But you got it, you became haughty. What do you think of me? I am great. Right? Matsara, jealousy. Then you got it, but you want to possess it. Attachment. Okay? The other, that's called moha. So then you don't, the possessing is, you want to possess it, you want to hold on to it at whatever cost. Right? What is the feeling behind that? The fear of losing, the inner sense is fear. Feeling is fear. External action is, emotion is attachment. The feeling and emotion, they are related like this. There is a thought process, of course, which goes between these emotions. Then there is a lobha, means I want more of this, I want more of this. That again comes from a feeling of inadequacy deep inside. So the feeling and emotion, you understand the relationship. Behind every emotion, there is an inner feeling. Is this clear? What feeling is there? We'll have to find out. But the feeling will be always there. Somebody gets angry at you, it's only expression. But what happens inside him is deeper, inner feeling is there. That you don't see. But what you see is a burst of anger. Right? Somebody is very, very jealous. You can see that jealousy. But what is the inner feeling? You don't see. Right? To feel jealousy, you should see how much deep inadequacy the person has. Should you look at that person, feel bad about that person because he's suffering so much inside? Or you don't like that person because he's jealous? Where you have to see? You see external or internal? That makes a difference. So how does the emotion come? Again it comes because of a circumstance. For everything in your life, you have a label called I like this, I don't like this. And sometimes you are neutral. So there's a deeper inner feeling of inadequacy or fear or love, and this outer circumstance. Inner feeling of inadequacy is there. A dog passes by, you may not feel angry. Okay, neutral situation. A maid servant comes, she is not cleaning the floor very properly. I don't like this. The anger bursts out. So the emotional trigger is like, don't like, neutral. These are 3 situations in your life. Like, don't like, neutral. So the basic feeling inside is the seed. The thoughts are pouring water on that seed. Thoughts. I am feeling inside, oh, I am insecure, I am insecure, I am insecure. What do I do in life? What will happen if I become old? Right? That's insecurity. Somebody comes, in the newspaper there's a report, there's a stock market crash. Suddenly you are going to a depression. So that in thought of, constant thought of what happened to me, there is a thought, feeling is there, then thought is there. The thought along with the associated situation outside, which you like or don't like, causes a reaction in you, and that reaction is called emotion. Is it very clear to you? The feeling, thought, emotion, which is controlled, or which is a reaction. Is the situation clear to you? Okay. So, some of the things about feeling and emotion I learned in my own life. I was 16 or 17 years old. That time, we were living in a middle class or lower middle class family. Lot of stress was there, study and all. And I was an angry young man. Anybody says I get angry. One day, and I was actually a very good reader. I read so many subjects. At the age of 16, I would have read so many topics. Very few people would have understood. I would have read many times, and many times I completed so many books in library itself. So one of my neighbors made a remark about one of the subjects which I have studied. He said, that is stupid. I got very angry at this person. How can he say, without reading the book, without understanding subject? He was older to me, he was 40 at that time. Without understanding subject, he is making a comment. I got so angry. I was boiling with anger. I went inside the house, and there was an electric plug point, switch point. I hid that. And in that anger, the switch point burst out. There was a short circuit in the house. There was no electricity whole night. So that was the anger which I had. A complete anger. I was angry in that age. And this was the peak. Somebody commented against my judgment, my understanding. The subject which I love most, somebody has commented, and I got angry, so angry. And burst that, and that night we didn't have electricity, we didn't have fan, we had to sleep in the mosquito. So, morning after getting up, my anger had cooled down because no sleep in the night, because the mosquitoes are there. Then I really wondered what has happened to me. I had completely lost, I had become unconscious. Please understand, when you become angry, you are unconscious. And if you are conscious, you can never be angry. This is the beauty of anger. And if you are conscious, all emotions will disappear from your life except love. Love is not an emotion, it's a feeling. This is the secret I understood. Okay? So, when I became angry, I was not myself. You would have heard this phrase, right? I got angry and slapped that fellow. I didn't know what I am doing. I should not have done that. we regret after doing that. Why? Because you were not conscious, you are not aware when you got angry. Somebody who has a jealousy, he is not conscious at that point of time, he is unconscious. Somebody is angry, he is unconscious. So we don't like a person who got angry at me, but we don't realize that person himself is unconscious at that point of time.
And if we are unconscious, even not for anger, even otherwise if we are unconscious, same.
Yeah, only an unconsciousness is there, life will be full of misery. If not for yourself, for people all around you. Right? So that person, this is what lesson I learned, fortunately very early in my life. Somewhere I lost my awareness, I became not me, I forgot myself, I didn't know who I am, and what destruction I have caused, I saw that. And from that day onwards, I don't get angry. It's more than about 34 years. Anger does not arise in me as a reaction because I am aware. So if you are conscious and aware, the anger cannot rise in you. Reaction cannot come in you. Only action can come through you. This is the lesson which I learned. So how can you be conscious within you? That is the question. So you cannot be conscious if you are not aware of the feeling which you have, which is giving rise to anger. If you miss the feeling, anger can come out because feeling is missed, seed is missed. You cannot cut a tree. You have to cut something, you have to change something at the root. Or you have to decide what you have to do at the root, not after it became tree. The seed is the feeling, the reaction or the anger is the tree. Most of the time we curse ourselves, why did I get angry? That's only surface level. What you should look inside you is the deeper level. What is the feeling which is causing that emotion in me? Understand? So this is what I learned from that experience in my life, and that has protected me all the time in my life. So the moral of the lesson is, don't go and break the switch to learn this lesson. Okay?
That's the get realization when you break this.
So the moral of the lesson is, you learn from the people who have some experience and understanding. Don't have to do it a very hard way.
To give a vent for your anger, you have to give something you have to do. To give a vent for your anger.
Yes, but
inside, if there is anger, it will hit our own thing, it will damage our body. Instead of that, you give a vent for that.
Correct. But that is, if that happens very repeatedly, the anger has two ways, or any emotion has two ways: expression and suppression. Right? I got angry, I had to express the anger, I hit somebody. That's the expression. I shouted somebody. That's the expression. I suppress it. That's a suppression. So what do we do normally? In what situation what do we do? I get angry at my boss. If I do something to him, I'll be out. Right? Then what I do? I'm angry. Yes, sir. What is that? Then what you have done? You have suppressed it. Correct? But somebody is weaker than you. Okay? That housekeeping boy. You got angry. Now you double shout. Your boss, anger on your boss also you express on him. So anger or any emotion has two ways: expression and suppression. So anger or any emotion is an energy. Emotion is energy in motion. Right? If energy in motion is stopped, then what happened to that? Let's say there's force of water gushing. You put a dam, stop. What will hit that? Right?
Rebound.
Huh?
Rebounds.
Hit that. It stopped. Right? So the energy in you gets stopped because you are not expressing it. Then it will hit your body, hit your kidney, hit your liver, hit your stomach, hit your back, hit your head, and it becomes a disease in the body. That's why in saying in Kannada, "Hotte gicchu." Hotte gicchu means stomach ulcers are caused by suppression of jealousy. Any of the emotions which are suppressed affect the body part. Okay, it affects different body parts. And fortunately for that, to repair, some doctors are there. They press some point. Okay, but the problem is, the situation is that is caused by suppression of one of the emotions in your life. It can be different emotions. You are not able to express it, you suppress it. Now on the other hand, you express it. Okay? If you express it, you will damage something, like what I did to the switch box. Many times you express your anger, somebody who is weak. Right? Most of the time, you get your wife to pour out your anger. Or the other way, wife to pour out her anger on the vessel or the husband. Somewhere you find some way. Or you find somebody who is weak to shout. So when you express, what will happen to you? What happened? Your body mind complex becomes free, but something else gets damaged. Or somebody else gets damaged somewhere. So expression and suppression of an emotion both have a problem in one kind or other. What doctors have found, a good amount of research has gone. Many of the cancer patients, different types of cancer, had a very disturbed emotional life. The emotions cause disturbance in your body. Suppressed emotions cause a lot of depressions, a lot of problems in your body in various ways. Somebody can eat a lot of food, that's called bulimia. Okay? Bulimia is a disease. The psychiatrist called bulimia. They keep eating a lot of things. And if you go to a psychiatrist, they will give you counseling and they will give you a tablet. But what caused that bulimia is this deeper inner feeling of fear or inadequacy which was there. Doctor can treat only a body. The problem starts at the feeling level. How do you address that? And if the feeling can be healed, the body-mind complex can get healed. That's what is the healing is about. Who is the greatest healer? Vaidyo Narayano Harihi. The God is the greatest healer. When I say God, the consciousness is the greatest healer. When I say consciousness, the awareness which comes out of the consciousness is the greatest healer. If you become aware in your life, that is the greatest healing which can happen in your life. So the God as a healer comes in your life as awareness. The moment awareness comes in your life, there is a healing, deep healing. Doctor only cures a disease, whereas the healing happens because of consciousness. Healing happens because of awareness. Suppression is a problem, expression is a problem. Then is there any other way? There is a way, it's called transcendence, going beyond. So if you learn how to go beyond, the emotional disturbance in our life comes down. Not only emotional disturbance in our life comes down, the effect of emotional disturbance in in our life which causes disturbance in somebody else's life comes down. The effect of suppression of emotion in our life, which is blockages of energy in various parts, goes. So neither expression nor suppression, but going beyond is the way. Let us understand what is the effect of emotion in your body, right? There was a great physician. There is a great physician. There is a great physician. She is the head of a department in one of the American colleges, medical colleges. She was in pregnancy. At the time of pregnancy, she had a lot of emotional disturbance in her life. She had a childbirth. After that, she was curious, why should I have so much of disturbance in my life? Then she studied and found out that all emotions in human beings are nothing but some chemicals produced in the body. Sadness is a chemical, the fear is a chemical, the anger is a chemical which is produced in your body. And how does this chemical produce in your body? The moment you have a thought in your mind, the thought creates a chemical in your body. Your body is nothing but a chemical factory which is triggered by the thought. The thought is the switch, chemical factory is the body. And if you understand that in your life there are more than about 50,000 thoughts per day which are uncontrolled, what type of chaos you are creating in your body throughout the day, you have to understand. That's what disease is all about. So if you are able to manage these thoughts, then if you become aware of the thoughts, the effect of the thoughts, the number of thoughts will reduce. That's what we call as yogic way of living. With a peaceful mind, calm mind, how you can live. And how to live that way, you have to bring awareness into your life. So her discovery is called, she wrote a book called Molecule of Emotions, which is a very famous book. So there is by managing your emotions, you can gain mastery over your life. But the moment I say management, the management is either suppression or expression. It's not a solution. So people keep on going, don't get angry, your relationship will get disturbed. Don't get angry means what to do? You have to suppress or you have to express. The management of anger, the management of emotion is not a right solution. It is like giving painkiller for a cancer patient. You have to go for a root solution, real solution. Real solution is what you have to understand. Your emotions are triggered by thought process, which are triggered by inner feeling. If the inner feeling or thought process gets changed, then the emotions get changed. Are you clear? Now the problem is there here. The problem is you cannot change the inner feeling. Because inner feeling happens. You don't have control over inner feeling. Okay, inner feeling just comes. Right? Inner feeling is happening. Okay? Just comes. The feeling of fear, the feeling of comfort, the feeling of happiness, it rises. If you had a control over that inner feeling, you could have created all the time happiness. Switch on happiness all the time. It is just happening in your life, inner feeling. Right? So then do you have control over emotions? There is. You cannot change the inner feeling, but you can change the way you think about inner feeling. Your thinking about the inner feeling causes the problem, not the feeling itself. So I am feeling sad today. It's a feeling of sadness in me. Then what is the thinking? Oh, why I am feeling sad today? I should be joyful. Okay? Everybody is happy. I am only unhappy. I am only unhappy. I have to do something about it. Arey Baba, the feeling has arisen. You are rejecting that feeling which has happened. So the problem is not the feeling. The problem is acceptance or rejecting that feeling which causes the thought process. So now you understand the whole chain. There's a deeper inner feeling. You either accept or reject that inner feeling, or you are neutral to the inner feeling also, okay? Okay? Acceptance